Hey, good afternoon and welcome to Life.Style.Live here at 4 p.m. Today is Wednesday, November 19th of the 2025. We are halfway through the week here.
Yes.
Drew, how you doing?
We're getting there. You said halfway through the week. We've got hopefully some really nice weekend weather to get to, so it's just going to be getting to it that the weather team is focused on doing their best.
Absolutely. Can we take a second and admire and appreciate that tie
Can we admire and appreciate, I believe the Pacers themselves brought Cambridge, somebody brought us weather folk maybe about a half a year ago.
Really?
Tie, as well as fever tie. So it's been great. I've been able to use them whenever got a game going on. So yeah, we're hoping for a win tonight.
I love it. As
I was telling the folks the 3 o'clock show, they were hoping for some sunshine and nice weather as well.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if we're going to get either a Pacers win or that anytime soon, unfortunately, but I think the Pacers have a much better shot than the sunshine anytime.
Yeah.
It's looking real cloudy through the end of the week.
Absolutely. We're going to get to weather here in just a second, but let's get into trending here at the top of this story. We've got some interesting stories. Trending today, Tuesday, was a record-breaking night during Sotheby's first sale at its new U.S. headquarters in New York. A rare Gustav Klimt painting sold for $236.4 million.
After, I was like, let's get a good look at this.
Yeah, after a 20-minute bidding war, the artwork is the daughter of one of Klimt's patrons. He created the piece in the later years of his life. The painting was part of a collection owned by Estee Lauder. It's currently the most expensive work of modern art to ever sell at an auction. So are you real into art?
I can do it as long as it doesn't turn into banana taped on the wall art.
I'm so glad you said
That's where I draw the line. This is okay. This is interesting. It looks like the woman in the painting looks a little tall for an actual human figure, but again, if it's modern art, sure. As long as we're not, throwing baby food on a blank canvas and calling it, the next Picasso, I'm good. I'm
so glad that you brought up that banana duct tape to the wall, because I still, years later, do not understand. I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, it's all in the eye of the beholder. Some people think it's all just money laundering. So, I don't know. I'm in science. It's almost the complete opposite of art. So, it's something I'm not 100% sure of exactly what's going on there. But I'm with you.
I just look at that and I'm like, man, I could have done that.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? I could have done that. Also trending today, kind of weird story here. A convicted murderer in Australia is heading to the High Court of the state of Victoria, but he's not fighting for his life sentence. 54-year-old Andre is suing because he says he's not allowed to eat Vegemite in prison. The salty brown food spread is a byproduct of brewing beer. It's considered a staple in Australian households. In his legal fight, he insists he has the right to, in his words, enjoy his culture as an Australian. Now, there was no immediate comment from the corrections agency or other officials. Are you familiar with Vegemite?
I have. I think I've tried Marmite, but I've not tried Vegemite. But I hear they're basically the same thing, and both are kind of nasty.
I did a little bit of research before the show, and I'm just looking at the label there. It says B vitamins, and that's exactly what good old Google told me too as well. I guess it's got some B vitamins in there, but a lot of people were saying it just is absolutely nasty.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I mean, any sort of byproduct of another actual product that doesn't necessarily taste good to folks in general, beer, it's kind of hit or miss there. It's going to be weird. It's going to be funky. It's going to be only for those who are on death row or whatever this guy is, you know what I mean?
He's really fighting for that Vegemite. I thought it was going to be some type of like a pesticide or like...
it does kind of sound, exactly. Like some makes your vegetables grow twice as big with half of the pests.
And then when I looked it up, I was like, that is absolutely not what I thought that was going to be. But,
there you go. You guys will have to have some in for the show. I think you...
We should have got a little sample. We should have done that.
There might be some sort of world grocery store nearby. Well, if not Amazon,
Vegemite. Yeah. See what that guy's talking about. As far as our forecast, though, Drew, we were talking earlier, we got a lot of rain yesterday, and it sounds like we got more on the way, too.
Yes, today we should be safe. Even tomorrow looks pretty dry here in central Indiana, but off towards the south could be a different story tomorrow, and then Friday, all of us in on some showers. For the most part, however, today itself hasn't been too bad here in the downtown Indy area. Clouds plentiful, only a light breeze out there, and the good news is that temperatures not too cold outside, so we've been able to make it through relatively fine today. It's just been kind of a bummer without that sunshine out there. Still no sunshine really anywhere here in central Indiana. 43 degrees, no wind outside either. So, hey, at least that's the good news. We're dry, we're wind-free, which would, of course, wet, windy conditions would make this 43 degrees a whole lot worse outside. So we're doing all right. We can see that the heaviest of the rain and cloud cover, at least in the Midwest, is off towards the north in Minneapolis and beyond. Here in our region, we're actually going to keep an eye south of our Midwestern towns where maybe some rain starts to move on. And here's the good news. For tonight, we have big Pacers game going on. Tip-off all the way to the end of the game should stay dry, should stay right about the 45-degree mark, so we won't be getting too cold overnight. As we move into tomorrow morning, you can see maybe a little patchy fog out there to contend with, so we'll keep an eye out for fog in our Thursday morning hours, but temperature-wise, we don't drop too much further from where we are currently. As you move into Thursday itself, it is going to be a mostly dry, mostly cloudy day, 56 degrees outside for the high temperature, and then again, it's going to be Thursday night into Friday. We'll keep an eye on that next low-pressure system moving in and bringing about it with some chances for some showers here in our region. We'll talk more coming up.
All right, Drew, thank you so much. Hey, coming up next, in honor of today being International Men's Day, Cody actually sat down with the producer of a Netflix documentary that challenges the assumptions about masculinity. Pretty interesting stuff. And then later, we're getting in the Christmas spirit with our friend Barney Wood. He gives us a sneak peek at the Festival of Trees. So many cool trees there.
Today is International Men's Day, which happens to fall during Men's Health Month, which is amazing. I want to take you back to the year 1968. The Beatles were the sound of the generation. The assassination of Martin Luther King Jr. and Robert Kennedy shocked the nation. Now imagine being a 12-year-old boy navigating all of that while also trying to live up to some high expectations entering middle school. John Manulis has produced a documentary within this topic that really is a bigger conversation about mental health, masculinity, and the power of connection and vulnerability. He joins us now to talk about this. Thank you so much, John. We appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
I know that you worked with a lot of people on this project, but I'm curious as to your explanation of kind of what this project is and really the story behind these 72 12-year-old boys heading into 7th grade.
Yeah, it was quite a moment in history, and we ultimately that's what the whole thing hangs on, but it really succeeds on the basis of these guys and their relationships, their trust, their vulnerability, their willingness to open up about their lives with each other. And with Peter Jones, who's the director, and my first grade classmate, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So the two of us go a long way back, including as classmates in high school. But 68 was a major. We came out of the Eisenhower generation and sort of being groomed to lead America. We were the sort of up and coming, not only the young men generation, but also sort of the privileged group in Los Angeles, and everything then went completely off the rails into different new and ever-changing directions from then till now, basically. And that evolution was just fascinating to us to dig into.
I think it's interesting on a multitude of reasons, but as a male myself, I think back to, these young men, young boys were children of what was the greatest generation, right? And coming out of not that far off of World War II at that point, and really this idea that America was growing into what people had hoped the American dream would be. And when you're turning that teenage years, you start to see things differently too. Like you start to build your own thoughts, but not being able to necessarily have those thoughts within the realm of where the world was. I think that's a very difficult conversation, even now, for people to have.
Yeah, and absolutely. And then it was even harder because, you know, we were the father knows best generation. So,
Yeah.
you know, we were firmly in the grip of some very powerful fathers. I mean, if you see the movie, it's a pretty impressive group of ancestors, if you will, that these guys were stepping into and figuring out their own lives eventually. But yeah, within those 5 years, from 68 to 74, and then of course every decade going forward, it just was like a washing machine of cultural change, you know. So.
It's interesting too because, and I don't know if you guys dive into this, but you know, then you go the moon landing and things like that. Like life starts to get very strange in the world when you start to talk about some of these things, and it would have been very hard to navigate that. But I like the idea now that we're 50 years coming to this reunion, and these men are now willing to maybe have some of these conversations that they didn't feel comfortable having over their lifetime. How important was that to get these guys to be vulnerable with each other, but also be willing to do that on camera for millions to see?
Well, first things first, there was getting them on camera, obviously, and getting them to open up. And I don't think this would have happened in this way without COVID and without Zoom.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we were locked down. That's when the project started. People wanted some connection, and they reached out to this old sort of trusted group, many of whom they hadn't seen for decades. And that it kicked off and started rolling at that point. And Zoom, you know, is very intimate. You're safe, you're in your living room, your bedroom, you're talking. And between those elements really made this incredibly special in terms of the sort of openness and connectiveness that emerged. And we were producing a 50th reunion at the same time we were producing a documentary. So the 50th reunion bonding was happening over this 5 years, and that's in the film as well, when they finally get to see each other in person after all this time, which is extraordinary.
We talk about the stigma around mental health, and thankfully that is being peeled back a little bit. We feel more comfortable having those conversations, but still amongst men, that's a conversation that is not had very often. We are very prideful beings a lot of times. Those of us who have struggled with our own mental health journeys sometimes don't even feel comfortable talking about it with close loved ones. How important is it seeing these men who grew up in that generation be willing to have those conversations?
I think it's incredibly important because it's a permission structure, right? And it's a sort of evidence that it's actually safe, that it actually can yield, you know, that the stigma can be flipped, that vulnerability is actually powerful and courageous and is a strength and gives you strength, and that those relationships can be the way you get through tough times. And we discovered that in person through the course of this. I mean, everyone stepped into that breach. Some slower, you know, than others, but it's very apparent. And the impact throughout their lives of connecting in that way and opening up and taking the risk was really, really important. And getting rid of isolation, you know, connecting with where you know you have extended family. You know, it's really, really helpful to this entire mental health crisis. And that sense of connection, vulnerability, the evolution of masculinity has been sort of key through this whole thing. Is from us in 1968 to now, the concept of what it means to be a man is, you know, a very different thing.
The film called Fortunate. Thank you guys so much for doing this story and bringing it to the masses. And I can't wait to dive into it. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. Check out Fortunate Sons. Appreciate you.
We'll throw all of the information on our website as well so that you all can check it out. John, again, thank you. We really appreciate you.
Take care. Have a good day.
Awesome. Well, coming up, it's a perfect time of year to host a great party. So our friend Sherri French joins us later in the show with a few holiday hosting tips. And then coming up next, it's time to honor a teacher here in the local area. For this month's Golden Apple Award, we're surprising a teacher at Westfield High School. Welcome back. Wish TV is your education station, and tomorrow morning you'll get to see our team surprise this month's Golden Apple Award winner. She's a family and consumer science teacher at Westfield High School, and her students tell Hannah Mordeau she's getting them ready for the real world.
At At Westfield High School, students are learning the academic essentials: math, science, language arts.
How should dishes be loaded?
But one teacher is bringing the bedrock of life skills to life.
Everything she teaches and the foundation of what you learn in each one of her classes is something you can apply to your day-to-day life.
Communicate with other people and be respectful, and just hearing that from her made me feel like, oh, if she can do it, I can do it.
These students are talking about our Golden Apple Award winner.
You're awesome, you're wrong.
She teaches interpersonal relationships,
I have bell peppers,
nutrition and wellness, and principles of childhood education. She's also an example of what being a successful adult looks like.
A teacher and a mentor for everyone in the school. She's very good at communicating and also forming relationships with her students so they create that bond.
Brightens up the room. You can just tell she's a person that you could go to with questions or concerns. A very warming presence, I would say, is the biggest thing about her, is you can just tell she's joyful in everything she does.
square it off.
That joy radiates from her classroom into her curriculum.
She's an amazing curriculum designer. She's always incorporating like trivia and games and just a variety of different assignments, so it's not always the same thing every day. Just the way she does it, all the pieces fall together, and it's great.
Kind of meets them where they are. She doesn't make them come to her. She goes to them. She finds lessons that inspires them. She finds topics that they want to learn about, that they need to become life ready after high school.
She teaches kids everything from conflict resolution to cooking.
Just move the back.
She's a trained chef turned educator, so she takes culinary to the next level, but focuses most on building relationships and teaching kids how to do the same.
And so it's not just the way in which she teaches it, it's her as a person. She is just magnetic, and the kids are just drawn to her.
Julie McComb says that care is genuine. This is not a job for this teacher, but a calling.
Perfect example to me of what a great teacher looks like. She always told me that the reason why she wanted to be a teacher, she wanted to change lives.
She's changing lives after school, too. She runs a culinary club called Foodies Rock. She leads Safe Bay, educating kids about dating violence, healthy relationships, and consent, and runs FCCLA, Family, Career, and Community Leaders of America, helping students explore careers and do community service.
Loves what she does. She truly loves what she does, and it shows every day.
That's why she nominated her for the Wish TV Golden Apple Award.
When you heard that she won the Wish TV Golden Apple Award, what did you think?
I cried.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're okay.
I cried because she just, like I said, she just really puts her heart and soul into this. And what better way to know that you're changing people's lives and making the world a better place than by receiving an award like this.
So we went to surprise her.
Hi, I'm Hannah with Wish TV.
Seeing their reaction is like the best part to that. So if you do want to see that full surprise and learn our winner's name, you can do so at 7:30 tomorrow morning on Daybreak.
Welcome back, everyone. We are preparing for a kind of gloomy next couple of days coming our way. Still some fall color out there for you to enjoy. Saw some of this out in the Washington Park area earlier this morning. Wish I saw some beautiful blue skies to go along with it, but you know what? Overall, we're going to get back to that sunny sky. It just might be till Saturday, Sunday before we fully get it in our region. For now, not looking too bad here in the downtown Indianapolis area. 43 degrees, cloudy, not much wind outside, but no rain, and we may even be able to get stay rain-free as we move into tomorrow. Out towards the west, no large system barreling directly towards us, but we are keeping an eye out on some of this activity down just south of Denver. It might turn into a system that'll just push to the south of us, meaning, again, southern parts of our region moving into tomorrow and beyond some rain. But for all of us tonight, the worst we have coming our way is clouds, cool conditions, and some fog forming in the overnight hours into your Thursday morning. So that'll be something we'll keep an eye on moving into tomorrow morning. For the most part, rain is really only expected to increase as we move into Friday. That's going to be our likely best chance to see some of that heavy rainfall in our forecast, and we could use a little rain here in our region. The only bummer is that it's going to be around right for, some football going on here in our region. Of course, one of the last days of the zone football here at Wish TV and all those high school games going on. Down to the south, looks like heavier rain than here in central Indiana, but we'll keep an eye on all this. More coming up.
Well, if you're like me, a wannabe hostess with the mostest, your big game is just around the corner, and you want to make this year magical. To inspire and motivate us to host the perfect holiday event this year, welcome to the show lifestyle and parenting expert Sherri French. Welcome, Sherri.
Hello. Well, thanks for having me. 'Tis the season. And yes, I will make you the hostess with the mostest after what you see I've got with me today.
I love that. So let's start with serving our guests. The house is clean, you've cooked all this delicious food, but now you actually have to present it to them to eat. How do we do this with style?
Absolutely. Well, I'm a huge fan of presenting. If you looked in my drawers right now, I have many options, but this one is a game changer for this year. So Front Gate by Chef Simon Collection. It's inspired by Chef Simon's Greek Sicilian heritage, the couple's travels, and his passion for bringing people together through food. So each piece is actually crafted with premium materials and embodies the perfect balance of refinement as well as relaxed charm. Now it's designed around that grill to table concept, so you can prep everything and then take it right and present it to your guests. I've got several with me today. First, I have been wearing this all day. I absolutely love it. This professional grade apron, and it has these leather accents, matches my couch, actually. I love it. This beautiful charcuterie board, it's super heavy. Put whatever you want on it. Cheese and crackers is a staple during the holidays at my house. This salad bowl, or serving bowl, but this is for salads, and it absolutely keeps it cold, which I love. But the center of my table this holiday season, candy, whatever you want. You can see I've got some meat, some cheese in this one. This is the Lazy Susan and snack server. It's absolutely stunning. Head to your local Front Gate store or frontgate.com. Great for gifts, or also buy for yourself so you have the perfect serving pieces for the holidays.
I love that. Yeah, the leather details and the wood.
Beautiful.
So beautiful
Yes.
presentation. I love that. Well, and forget the ice buckets or bottled bevies. We can make our holiday special this year with drinks that are kind of ready to go. So what do you have
Yes,
for us?
because we want easy, right? And this is the way to make it easy. So let's bring a little sparkle to our holiday hosting with the perfect seasonal sip from Betty Booze's sparkling canned cocktails made with real ingredients. So it doesn't matter whether you're serving cocktails or mocktails. I'm a mocktail lover. They've got you covered. So you can pair their sparkling bourbon apple ginger sour cherry cocktail with its 0 proof counterpart, my favorite, the Betty Buzz apple ginger sour cherry mocktail. What I love, everybody at your table can enjoy that toast, whether they're drinking the Betty Booze or the Betty Buzz. Skip the shaker. All you need to do is crack a can open. You're going to get bar quality drinks right from the can. You can see it presents well in a glass. I've got some ice and a lime. Delicious, delicious. Head to bettybooze.com or head to your local store to pick these up, and you'll have everybody covered when they're coming over to your house this season.
Yeah, that Betty Buzz ginger beer is probably one of my favorite mixers. I drink it by the bottle myself, so big fan of that. I'm also a huge routine lover, and hosting a holiday party may mean you have to create a new kitchen routine to make sure you're not overwhelmed by the aftermath, all the cleanup, whatever it is. So what do you have next for us?
This is a staple in my kitchen. And, during the holidays, we're cooking in our kitchen, we're preparing. This is the perfect time to add a compost genie to your house. So it's got a durable and convenient design. It's crafted from stainless steel with the sleek, spacious capacity. It's got a hands-free foot pedal down below, so it works kind of like a garbage can. It's got an advanced aeration system that will reduce moisture while supporting cleaner composting. It's also equipped with a ventilation system as well as a carbon filter to help control those odors. This, like I said, sits underneath my kitchen counter. No smell in the kitchen, but it's great for your kitchen or even your backyard. But no, this is not an actual composter. You have to remove the bag and take it to your outside composting. But just know this is a great way, especially during the holidays with so much food going away. Put it right into your compost genie and head to Amazon to pick this up for the holidays.
I love that. So simple and a great way to get into composting if you aren't already. I love that.
Absolutely.
Well, Sherri, thank you so much for your time today. To find details on these great holiday entertaining ideas and to connect with Sherri herself, please head to our website, Life.Style.Live.tv, and we'll give you the hookup. Sherri, thanks so much. Happy hosting.
Happy hosting, everybody.
You loving the owl. Happy Wild Wednesday.
He's Wild Wednesday. Amazon job. Meerkat now. And this is Hootie?
Hooligan.
Hooligan.
Look at the hooligan.
Now tell me, this is a Eurasian eagle.
Eurasian eagle owl. It is the great horned owl of Europe and Asia.
And he lets me touch him because he's never been in the wild, right?
Exactly. He came to live with us at 4 weeks old. Do you know how old he is now?
You said 21.
21 years old.
Oh, how
that
many
is old enough to enjoy farm to glass.
Yeah.
Exactly. We bring the class.
He prefers wild turkey.
There you go.
Now, can you make his wingspan is like 6
Show him your
feet.
wings.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that.
It's really great for that wind-blown look of the hair, yeah.
Oh, my God.
And notice when he flaps his wings, there's no sound.
Yeah. Completely silent flight.
Check this out, Patty. If you look at the front edge of every one of these wing feathers, you'll see it's like a honeycomb, like a comb, I should say, a hair comb, and it just quiets all the air, so they can sneak up on their food.
He does make noises.
He makes his little baby feed me, because he's an imprinted bird. You know, when you do what we do for a living, going to schools, we have 4 of this bird, so he can be at 4 birthday parties on a Saturday.
And you'll hear him hooting and hollering at night too. He does a lot of the traditional hoo-hoo sounds and everything.
You got to get him young and raise them up.
Yeah.
So SellerSafari.com is where you go and you come over to the schools.
Oh yeah, birthday parties, schools, corporate events, all the things.
There's still a lot of school kids that do the owl pellets. You know, every day they spit up a
Dissecting.
pellet, and that's how school kids can dissect and learn exactly what an owl had to eat the night before.
Okay. And the other thing that I know, oh my goodness, the other thing I have heard and read a little bit, look at you there, is that don't use rat poison like to kill mice and
If
things.
you use single generation rat poison, ones that kill the rat and that ones that they don't bring
If
back
the
to
mouse
them.
eats the poison and then the owl eats the mouse, the poison is right up the food chain. But they do make a rat poison that is only going to work on the first animal. It just costs a little bit more, but come on, it's worth it.
Yeah, give him a good pet.
To save wildlife.
See how thick that is? He has so many feathers, he can be outside in Indiana all year and doesn't need a coat.
Tickle his toes.
Oh, look at his toes. Oh, can we share his toes?
Yeah, look, I want you to pet him. Look at those talons.
Oh my gosh!
The owl's called the flying tiger because this is the only animal that eats a skunk.
Really?
Because they don't have a sense of smell. Isn't that crazy?
I thought that.
Flying
And they're all over Asia.
Oh, yeah. In Europe and Asia, this guy can knock down a roe deer. That's like a 40-pound small deer. They can't fly away with it, of course, but, yeah, they sneak up on it at night because totally silent flight. Look he's looking at you.
He's really, really sweet. Everyone thinks that they're
He's got big,
aggressive and
beautiful
mean, but
eyes.
they've got
He
these-
reminds me of someone.
He just has really bad resting owl face, but he's actually really sweet.
I've heard that they turn their head completely around, but you said that's
Not all the
true.
way around, but
They
270
go
degrees.
all the way back.
Because if facing forward is 0, you have to have a reference point, right? We can go to one shoulder. They can go to all the way to the other shoulder.
Yeah.
And
We
then, of
have
course,
7 vertebrae. They have 14, so they can go twice as far.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh my goodness!
But they can't move their eyes, which is amazing. So
Their eyes are
if you
so
hold
big.
your head still, you can turn your eyes from side to side. Their eyes are still. They can't move the eyeballs.
If we took his head and blew it up to be the same size as Cody's, not that you have a big head, I'm just saying, the eyes become the size of grapefruits.
Oh my goodness! Well, I love seeing you guys. This is my favorite, one of my favorite parts of the month, Wild Wednesday.
It's always ours.
Yeah.
Well, it's time for today's Is This Anything with our friends over at WIBC, Hammer and Nigel. Good to see you guys. How are you today?
Good. Now, we've got a special treat for you today.
Oh,
we
gosh.
received a letter from a listener, and we have no idea what's in it. So we thought maybe at the end of this segment, we could open it up.
Okay.
So place your bets right now. Is this information for a story we should talk about? Is it hate mail?
Is it anthrax?
Is it anthrax? It could be anything. Place your bets.
Okay, yeah, I'm saying maybe hate mail, but we're gonna see. We're gonna see. More because like I've had that too, so it's just what it is.
Sure.
But anyway, let's hop into this real quick and then we'll open that up at the end.
Okay.
We are just over a week away from Thanksgiving, and the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade is coming up. And this year's parade actually features several new floats, including those from Netflix's Stranger Things, Holland America line, the Lego Group, and many more. It's kind of a random mixture. So, Hammer, is this anything?
Yeah, this is something. I like the fact that the parade still happens and they're trying to keep it current. You know, not a lot of kids probably know who some of these older cartoon characters are, but I bet they've watched Stranger Things. I bet they've, you know, played with Legos before. So, yeah, like I'm a bit of a traditionalist when it comes to the holidays. Like Thanksgiving morning, you wake up, the parade's on, and then football's on, and then there's a lot of eating, a lot of sleeping, probably yelling at your family. I'm a traditionalist. That's what we do every year.
Yeah.
Fun facts for kids. This is true. Back in the day, like the early days of the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, at the very end of the parade route, they just let those big balloons go. Like they were just float up to the atmosphere. True story. You can look this up. They would just let them go, and like flying through the skies of New York City, you would find like these massive balloons, and they ultimately said, yeah, that's probably not good. Somebody's going to get one stuck in a plane or in a building. So they stopped it after about 10 years. But there was like a decade where they would just say, screw it, and let them go.
I had no idea about that. Also, that sounds extremely dangerous. Can you imagine being in like the upper level of one of those apartments there and be like, oh, there goes, you know, Donald Duck or whatever down the road.
Right.
Also, speaking of Thanksgiving, I didn't know, we were talking about it today, the meat sweats, when you eat too much turkey or too much ham and you just lay there on the couch and you start working up a sweat. Is that really a thing?
Yeah. For some of us, we get that without eating. Yeah. Like when I go to the gym at night, I'll do a full radio show. I'll go to the gym. I'll get on the elliptical. I might not have had a full turkey. I might not have had a full ham, but based on my physique, there's some meat sweats happening here. So, yeah, I'm willing to bet of the three people on the screen right now, us and you probably wouldn't know what the meat sweats are about. We would.
Okay. Well, anyway, I like turkey and I like ham. Can't say I've ever worked up a sweat about it, though. But okay, switching gears, you want to usually use unique passwords to make accounts to keep them away from hackers, right? Well, online password manager NordPass has a list of ones that you might not want to use. It released its annual list of the 200 most common passwords. I had to laugh at this. Some of the most common ones were 123456, followed by admin, and then 12345678. Nigel, is this anything?
This is something. My favorite's 555555555.
That one too.
That's the one I do. They want you to have. You know what I've been noticing lately is that at least the people in our IT department want you to start using just random words like water bottle, pencil neck, whiskey, mason jar, and that's your password.
You just told everybody my password.
I'm sorry about that. And by the way, I use, seriously, on a serious note, for some of my accounts, I have the multi-factor authentication. Let me say that again. Authentication, the multi-factor. That's where you like add a layer of security. You type in your password, and then they send you a text word with a number that you also have to put in there. So sometimes I have to do that.
I'm a big facial recognition guy. If I can do that on my phone, if you can do the facial scan in, I would much rather do that than have to remember anything.
Yeah. I have so many different passwords for so many different accounts that I'm like,
can't keep them straight.
I can't remember what any of them are.
Well, because they tell you not to repeat your, you know.
So then you usually add like the number 1 or 2 or an exclamation point or another one. Like that's how it works. Didn't we have a story recently about that big jewelry heist at the Louvre Museum in Paris, where it turns out that after the investigation, the password to get into the Louvre was lure. That was it. Like the best pieces of art the world has to offer, the Mona Lisa, all these jewels were in there, and the name of the facility was the password.
It's almost like it's so plain and out there that nobody would think that'd be ridiculous to use.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, kind of a little bit of a mind game there, I guess you could say. But Yeah, that probably would have been my first guess if I was a hacker. So it's kind of interesting that they use that. But anyway, 123456 is a password. Doesn't seem very beneficial. Can we open up that package now?
Yes. Okay. So again, if you're just now tuning in, this is from a listener to the Hammer and Nigel show. We're on the air right now, actually. Commercial break at 93 WIBC. This could be anything. Let's find out what it is.
Is this anything?
Oh, that's... It is.
Is it spam?
Propaganda.
Something about socialism and.
Got Donald Trump's picture. We'll show it real quick. I don't know.
Yeah,
Whatever.
no kings kind of stuff.
Okay.
I don't know. So we were really hoping it'd be ricin for your audience,
I
unfortunately.
thought that would be like something really good, like somebody writing you a handwritten note saying something really good. That's what I was hoping for.
Do you get those from jail? Because we do.
I have gotten one from jail before, and let me tell you, I threw it away immediately. Ugh.
Yeah, we read it because that's probably a good P1 for us. But yeah, that's normal. Normal.
Just a normal day around there. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today, and good to see you guys as always.
Sorry this was so underwhelming. We really thought it'd be a death threat.
No, well, death threat. Thank you guys as always. We'll be right back with more Lifestyle Live after the break. Welcome back. The Festival of Trees is now underway at the Indiana Historical Society. It's time to go out and about with Barney Wood.
It's that time of year again. We are at the Indiana Historical Society in downtown Indianapolis at the Festival of Trees. This year, the festival features over 80 decorated trees for you to enjoy. And I'm just saying, Tree 15 might be a contender for the best. It's the Out and About with Barney tree, and you be the judge. Let's take a look. How many years have you guys been doing Festival of Trees?
This is our 14th year, and we're so excited for it. We have 84 trees this year. This is one of our largest Festival of Trees in the past.
So how does the Festival of Trees kind of support the mission of the Indiana Historical Society?
Well, everybody who comes, whether you pay admission or you buy something in the gift shop or at our cafe where we have some wonderful treats, and all the sponsorship dollars that we collect during this period of time all go toward supporting our educational mission. So whether that's going out to schools and taking history to the students, bringing students here on field trips, or things like National History Day in Indiana where we run a statewide history contest, all of the money that is gathered through this period of time go to support those things.
So now, like with this year, have you noticed any kind of like themes to the decorations or trends that are happening?
I'd say probably the overarching theme is people go over the top on these trees. They are really something else. But outside of that, there isn't really a particular theme. Like, we don't set a theme every year. It's really a chance for organizations, individuals, and others to express themselves.
Right.
So we hope that each tree really has a deep tie and a reflection of that organization, individual, or moment.
Yeah, and when we were setting up, everybody was so happy.
Aww.
It was all happy and festive, and I mean, it was truly a start of the holiday season, you know, so I hope people come in and see this, you know. This is really an extraordinary thing. And then you also have another feature called Twilight Nights?
We do.
What's that?
So on Tuesdays and Thursday nights between Thanksgiving and Christmas, we're open late. So you can come see these trees in the evening, which is fantastic.
Right.
And we have food and beverages for people, so it's a nice social time for you to come and enjoy a very festive environment and get ready for the holiday season.
From, you know, the setup to the final bulb, how long does it take to set up 84 trees?
Well, I'll tell you, we really begin planning this in January.
Oh, okay.
And it's just a lot of meetings to figure out logistics, to reach out to individuals. So that starts really in January. But when we pull the trees out of storage and we start setting up, it's about a 2-week period.
Oh, wow. Okay.
If you see the big tree up in Lilly Hall, that structure is massive. And so we really have to pull out harnesses to lift people up and set this thing up, and then put all of the separate individual sections of the tree together and then decorate it. It's quite an ordeal.
Can you describe what, a person who's never been here, like the expression on their face when they come in and see 84 trees?
It's usually an expression of awe and wonderment.
Yeah.
It's just something. I think people hear about the Festival of Trees and they think, oh, I'm going to go see a bunch of Christmas trees. But then when they come in and see these trees, the way they're decorated, the art that goes into this, the design, it's really incredible.
Are there family activities and things that the parents can do with the kids? You mentioned a scavenger hunt, but what else?
Yeah, well, there's two things I'd point to. The first is you can buy your tickets ahead of time, so you don't have to just take a chance and come on down. We get very busy for this time of year. So we always encourage folks, buy your tickets ahead of time online. You can pick it for whatever day that you would like, and you can buy them. It'll help you get through the admissions line a lot faster, and you guarantee yourself a spot on that day. The other thing is, in the past, we've had things like scavenger hunts for kids and that kind of thing. We're doing that again. But this year, when you finish the scavenger hunt, you can register online, and you will register to win a drawing that happens each week, and you get a free membership and a number of items from our store. The kids will have a blast. There's tons of things for them to do. So there's always something happening. It is very much a family-friendly environment.
The Indiana Historical Society's Festival of Trees is now officially a holiday classic, and you just have to see it for yourself. For more information, go to the Indiana Historical Society's website. I'm Barney Wood. Thanks for watching.
Okay, so that story makes me feel like I need to up my Christmas decorating game. My tree's approximately this high. It's fake, and I've got just a couple bulbs on it. We got to up that just a little bit. Thanks for joining us on Life.Style.Live at 4. News 8 at 5 is next.
Right now at 5:30, the parents and brother of the Delaware County corporal killed in a crash opens up about their memories and grief.
Plus, a town rallies together after a traffic stop turns violent. 2 deputy town marshals and a suspect shot. I-Team uncovers what led up to that tragic event.
News 8 at 5 starts now.
We start right now at 5 o'clock with the family of Delaware County Corporal Blake Reynolds sharing their memories and grief. Good evening, everyone. I'm Phil Sanchez.
And I'm Gina Galeros. Deputy Reynolds died last week after he was